Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Richard Krim for the Community Action Neighborhood Network. I'm here today at St. Andrew's Apostle Church for the Mother's Tea event put on by Community Action of Greater Indianapolis and the Weekend Champions Department. Let's take a look and see what happened and how much fun everybody had. I'm here today with Ms. Laura Henderson with Beautiful Minds. How are you today?
I'm great, sir. How are you?
Doing okay. Some wonderful mindfulness tips that you gave us when you were up there. I definitely appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's something that I like to practice and preach, so
Absolutely.
through a lot of the things that I do, including our podcast with CAGI. So can you tell me a little bit about Beautiful Minds and what you do?
Yeah, well, I started this right after COVID. I used to teach suicide prevention to the youth at schools. And so COVID happened, couldn't do it. And I said, there's gotta be something else I can do that can get me closer to the kids and helping them understand. And they're struggling so much more because of being isolated with people that they didn't like in the first place or didn't like them. And now I really got to be with them, I can't.
Right.
And so someone introduced me to this, and I found for myself, because during that time too, couldn't go and do the things I was doing. It was becoming a little anxious for myself.
Right.
And I said, how do I get through this process? And so I found out about John Kabat-Zinn, who's the founder of mindfulness.
Okay.
And so I became certified through him. And
a little excitement over there.
Yeah. He won a door prize. And so I from there I went on and learned mindfulness-based emotional intelligence. And so it's just being able to help people learn how their calmness, their peace, that they have the power to do that.
Right.
Doesn't always have to be with a drug.
Right.
And I don't mean street drugs, but medication, for your anxiety, your stress and all that, you can do that for yourself. Now, sometimes, and I have nothing against proper medication. Sometimes you have to still have it, but you still have to know how to do that. But
you have to know how to find it in yourself first.
Absolutely. And as far as with the breathing, we take it for granted until we can't do it, or we have trouble breathing and we need oxygen or something. And so learning how to get that deep breathing and relieve the toxins and all those things. And I was like, wow, I want to give this to people.
And this is something that I've kind of been looking into over the past couple of years, that you notice when you're stressed that you breathe very shallow.
Yeah.
Super quick breaths, nothing. And then when you just take that second, that
decompress
good deep breath, you
yeah.
start to feel a lot better, and you can feel it in the mental instantly when you do it.
And when you breathe properly, as I sit up on the stage, and you'll feel the rise and the decompress in your chest,
Right.
And it's like a balloon, but only at a soft thing, or you're blowing a feather.
Mm-hmm.
So getting people to do that, and then helping them understand when you take the breath in, we're not trying to clean our sinuses out.
Mm-hmm.
We're taking a gentle breath in. Everything I do is gentle, and I want you to be gentle to yourself. So I do guided meditation as well. For those that say that I can't get that, I can't make so I do guided. I walk you through the garden, like at Hickory, I walk you through the garden of forgiveness. It just kind of depends on where I am and what I read to help you get through the garden of forgiveness or wherever. And then we breathe as those different instances in there. But you had asked me how I got started with that, but so that was the starting of my journey with that. And then I created Beautiful Minds. I was trying to figure out a name for it. And my daughter said, Mom, you're going to be working with the minds. They're beautiful. Let's just call it Beautiful Minds. So we put a Z on it, made it a little bit different.
Right.
And so I've had the opportunity to go so many places and teach so many people. But I said, I'm not bringing you anything. I'm like Glenda the Good Witch. You already had it, as she told Dorothy.
Just letting you know what's available for you.
Yeah, click your heels while I breathe in, breathe out, And so I love, and when you get it, you get it. It's yours forever.
Absolutely.
I can't take it away. No one can take it away from you. And it's a thing that you can teach your family. It's a thing that you can teach your...
Yes, I do. I appreciate it. I thank you, man. Appreciate it.
It's a thing that you can teach your whole household. and you all can have time out together and just meditate on your family. One gentleman told me the other day that he was going to probably do this at Thanksgiving.
Right.
And when it's time before to cut the turkey, he was going to do some breathing. I said, yeah, probably a lot of people should, because sometimes that turkey gets carved and you're like, was that the leg? What happened to it?
Absolutely.
In doing this work, I worked for 30 years on the streets with the homeless. I've worked in the prison. Oh gosh, I can't even.
So a lot of different places where they need that type of mindset to move forward.
Absolutely. When I worked at the prison, I worked at the disciplinary dorm, 6 and 7. That means you've gotten in trouble in prison. And so at that time, I was teaching thinking for a change, trying to get them to think and process. How did we get here? And what are we going to do different when we get out of here?
Right.
And so that just kind of went together with the breathing. And so now I've looked even further into it and keep learning about the brain even more. And so now I work with, is it a thought or is it the gun? Or is it the gun? Is it a gun or is it the thought? Yeah. Which one's going to move first?
Right. Yep.
And why did it move? And so understanding the process where we lay all this anger and anxiety and what triggers it,
right,
and what brings it to the forefront. Been laying back there for 6 months, and all of a sudden I see a pink Cadillac look like you, and I remember everything and you said or done to me, and I'm ready to act on it.
Because I just find it a constructive way to have that release instead of releasing it into something negative.
Absolutely, yeah. So I love doing this. I love helping people. There's no perfect world. There's nothing perfect, but you certainly can find your space and live in it better when you understand what's happening to you.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, she just gave you a lot of jewels there for mindfulness. I hope you take those with you and use them in your everyday life. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right.
First person, the first winner is 270509. Who has 509?
Won $1 million. Won the lottery.
This is a blue ticket. Mr. Jesse, what did you grab? Yeah, one ticket. Are you the winner? Oh, congratulations! Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, let's do another. Who wants to do another?
All right, I got it. I got blue.
Blue ticket. We have 270502.
You did say 502, right?
Yes, come on, 502. So we can get a picture of it.
My favorite color, green.
Let us put our hands together for Dr. Smart.
Thank you, Ms. Sheila, for that wonderful introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. Almost evening. So I was supposed to speak before food, but now I'm a belly full, so you might have to bear with me here. One of the things I'm going to talk to you guys today about is, we're just going to talk about good health. Anybody here want good health? Amen. Anybody want good health? Okay. Yep. All right, so I'm going to give you some tea on how to get good health. Y'all want the tea on how to get good health? Yes. So I've been practicing neurology for about 20 years now. Okay, and in all my 20 years of practicing, I've come to find that there's 4 pillars, 4 key things that equal good health. Now, if anyone wants to know what the good news is, say, tell me the good news. Good news. All right. Good news. Think of the word news. N-E-W-S. Okay. So the first pillar is the N is nutrition. Okay. The second E is for exercise. All right. The W is going to be way of thinking. So our spiritual health, mental health, and our kind of positive attitude. And the S is going to be sleep. Okay. So nutrition, exercise, way of thinking, and sleep. Okay. Now, Ms. Sheila, did I mention medicine? No. Did I mention medicine? No. I'm a medical doctor. I didn't mention medicine is needed for good health. No, you did? No. So if we have those 4 things in line, you're going to have good health. Okay. If any one of those things is out of line, then guess what? You're going to have dis-ease. Okay. You're going to have disease. You're not going to have good health. Now, sometimes we use medicine in order to, temporarily to try to get one of those things in line so that we can establish good health. But if we never eat the right foods, we don't exercise, we don't get our way of thinking right, and we don't sleep, then those are the people that get on medicine because they have no other choice. Okay.
Lord, please be with me while I chase these goals. Please cultivate my spirit while you nurture my soul. Evil's all around me, so let this be told. Because people tend to act real funny while chasing money. In this land of milk and honey, materially you are thriving. Physical man is living, spiritual man is dying. Baby mama's crying, deadbeat dads be lying. Seems like I be losing, but Lord, I keep on trying. Feel my passion when I represent. See, there's power in the tongue when a believer spits. So I change. Because I sacrifice to do better things in my life instead of getting caught in silly games. Ex-wife drama and plus a baby mama's my life. It must continue like a comma. See, it's time to get mine up in this land of plenty. For every step and doubters take, Lord, please give me 20. I should fear no evil. See, what we got to understand is that there's wisdom in all our experiences. There's strength in our vulnerabilities. And we have to have the audacity to believe that our past has nothing to do with our future. See, so many times I was told I wouldn't make it when my spirits got high, then player haters tried to break it. It took 10 years, but I made me a choice to put away my fears, let the people hear my voice. So many dreams in my hood ripped apart, not knowing who to trust, not knowing where to start. People won't give, everybody wants to take. A little voice in my head says, keep up the faith. But wait, player haters come from side to side and try to steal away your pride, hopes to be your guide. And listen up to what I tell you. They smile in your face, they go home. They pray you be a failure. But I stands on a hype type level. Wants to bring me down, be prepared for the shuffle. I'm bearing all you doubters by the bay, because no matter how you try, I'm gonna find a way. So many dreams in my life have been stolen because the color of my skin, sometimes I wasn't chosen. Never blatant out, but I knew that it exists because the pigment of my shade put me destined on the list. Given the last of whatever that was left, veered me to believe and achieve in oneself. Playtime was over, it was time because I was able to leave the physical restraints for the physically disabled. You'd be surprised at the evil some do, taking lives because they despise the mere presence of you. And when you stand and you go for yours, they want to ridicule and label you the militant cause. They're just a disguise for mind conquering. Take control of yours and show them who's running things. And that should lead them astray. Because no matter how they try, I'm going to find a way. So many live but don't learn their true identity. They think of themselves and not of their community. I don't understand what makes a man feel okay to not guide his kids from the rap of harm's way. Now maybe we programmed to not help each other, steal from our mother, and go and kill our brother. Whatever it is, I know it needs to be ceased, because if we don't help our own, then we never be at peace. At least, try your best to straight understand that every problem that we have is not caused by a man. I speak this and you shaking, because deep inside you know there's some choices to be making. I'm not fronting trying to pull your cord. I'm trying to keep your eyes on the prize for bigger rewards and get you ready for the day So when they try to close them doors, you'll find a way.
Come on.
First, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Community Action for asking me to speak here today on a subject that is very near and dear to my heart. As I was preparing for the event, their theme, Bloom and Rebuild, really resonated with me because, as she stated, having lupus, and for those that may not know what lupus is an autoimmune condition that our bodies, and I usually like to break it down in layman's terms, our bodies cannot decipher the foreign invader, so therefore our bodies attack self. And what that means is our bodies can attack any internal organ. It can attack from our kidneys, our lungs, your joints, your skin. A lot of lupus patients lose their hair. So basically, any part of our body is, I say, fair game, because lupus does not recognize that this part is actually something that we need to be there. So therefore, our bodies will attack it, and it becomes unhealthy, causing heart attacks, causing strokes, different things of those natures is kind of what lupus does. One of the things that I've experienced, of course, having lupus, is a lot of times what people look at is they look at what they see on the outer. So we don't look sick. Oftentimes we don't. Oftentimes what we're going through is internal, so you cannot see what we're going through. So as I prepared and really thought about what I've experienced in the 30 plus years that I've been living with lupus, I took those two words, and as it stated in my bio, I was diagnosed in January of 1988. I was 19 years old. After 2 years, it took them 2 years to diagnose me. So from 86 to 88, I had issues that we did not know what was causing those issues. So it was in January of 88 is when they actually physically diagnosed me, and that's done and determined through blood work. I didn't understand really what lupus was at that time. And I'm gonna be honest, I really did not have an interest in trying to find out what lupus was, because I honestly felt that I had a condition that nobody really knew about, so it couldn't be that serious. But unbeknownst to me, that was not the case. Shortly after being diagnosed in January, 6 months after being diagnosed, the first thing that the lupus actually attacked for me was my nervous system. And I was in a coma for 6 weeks. It shut my nervous system down, and it caused me to have seizures. And the only way that they could try to control those seizures was to put me in an induced coma, but that wasn't successful. I actually stayed in coma until God actually brought me out of the coma. That's the best way I can explain it. After that, the lupus has attacked my blood, so I've had my spleen removed because I had to stop the internal bleeding. It's also attacked my lungs. It attacked my kidney, which actually my kidney now I was diagnosed with lupus nephritis. It's called membranous lupus nephritis in December. So the kidney is the #1 organ that the lupus actually attacks. So mine has actually attacked my kidney, and I was diagnosed with that in December. It attacked my heart. It's attacked my joints. I've had 2 knee replacements. I'm due to have a hand surgery because it's disfiguring my hands and causing the joints in my hands to disfigure. It's slightly different from rheumatoid arthritis versus, I always pronounce it incorrectly, it's called Charcot arthritis. And therefore what that does is it deforms the hands, but it doesn't actually attack the joints. And I'm actually standing here before you, in front of you today. On March 5th, I was at work, out of the blue. I actually had what they call a TIA, which for those that may not know, that is a mini stroke. They call it a warning stroke. That happened while I was at work, just talking to my coworkers, and out of the blue that has happened. My lupus is in a flare right now, so that's why I tell you, a lot of times people look at us and they're like, oh, you don't look sick, or you can't be sick, what have you. But when you're a lupus patient and you're in a flare, that is probably one of the worst things. That is indicating that your lupus is, I always say, it's roaming around and they're looking for something to devour. So at that point, on March 5th, it caused my blood pressure to spike. My blood pressure was actually 186 over 106. So of course that's when I was a stroke alert, but actually they called it a TIA, which I had. A TIA, if you do not know, it is actually a mini stroke. My face was twisted. I lost use of the left side, but it usually lasts about 24 hours or less. Mine lasted about 24 hours. I actually had 2 episodes, one at work and then I had one at the hospital. But what I tell everybody is always grateful to have praying coworkers, because my coworker, he immediately started praying for me while I was at work, and I'm standing before you today because I do believe God answered those prayers.
But Dad, just want to let you know I love you, and I had a wonderful night. Thank you guys, and thank you for the opportunity with the cohort and to get my services. Thank you. Hello everybody, my name is Dwayne Shannon, or Dwayne McCowan, depending on what side of family you on. Something that I've always cherished about my mother is the time spent. It might not always been the biggest birthday party, it might not always been the new game, but it was the time spent. And I just can't thank God enough, truly. I wake up every day and I'm like, man, this might be wrong or that might be wrong. I can call my mama right now and get a word from her, get some time from her, anything like that. The same thing goes for, even though she wasn't able to make it, my grandmother. These 2 women, a lot of men say, oh, the streets raised me, this raised me. Nah, those 2 women raised me to be the man I am today.
If we don't have anything to pour from and our cup is empty, how do we pour into them? And so as I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking to myself as well. And I just want to say that was the reason why we chose this theme, to bloom and rebuild, this year for the Mother's Tea. And so I hope that you guys take something today, whether you remember the good news or you remember the story on lupus and the faces of lupus, and be able to reach out to those individuals that spoke today to be able to get some medical advice or whatever you need, okay? So if you need us, CANN is always here. You can always reach us at the office. We're on the 3rd floor anytime. Y'all stop in, come check on y'all guys, whatever you want to do. We're always open, and on Fridays, you're always welcome to join us as well. So you guys have a great evening. Thank you for coming out. And yeah, so what you gonna do?
Look, I seen that hand go up. But that's okay.
But in closing, I again just want to say thank you, Miss Pat. Thank you so much. I know I got on your nerves, but you helped us. Thank you so much, Miss Dinah. Again, thank you. Miss Shalita's gone. Thank you, Miss Natalie. Always. Thank you. Oh, Miss Vivian, thank you so much for showing up. Miss Janelle, what can I say? Love you always, okay? Everybody else, and we have, Stephen's mom, thank you for coming. Thank you so much. We missed you. All the rest, Miss Terry, it's good to see you as always. Thank you for supporting us as you always do. That's it. Thank you. Miss Cynthia as well. Miss Cynthia, I didn't see you behind there. Thank you so much. Dominique, thank you for your donation as always. You're really behind us. Anyone that I did, I hope I did. Thank you so much, Tracy, for invite us for spoken word. I got my word. So everyone, Richard, what can we say? Thank you so much.
Sounds good.
Appreciate
Sounds
you taking a picture for us. And with that being said, we appreciate you all coming. Thank you so much for all your support, and we love you all.
So as you've seen, it was a wonderful day with a lot of memories. Shout out to the champions and all their moms and all of our guest speakers and keynote speakers. Until next time, I'm Richard Krim. This is the Community Action Neighborhood Network. And we'll see you then.